Sure.
I sense a note of urgency about it. I can only presume that vaccination is still going on in Israel, and the researchers and people like yourself are concerned that this new information ought to have a bearing on that ongoing project.
Yeah, I think you're right. In fact, what is more concerning is the response of the Ministry of Health to this report, to this very concerning report. In fact, during the meeting, some of the team members of the research team are talking about their conscience bothering them, and they are very concerned about the findings. But that's in fact of this fact. The Ministry of Health, knowing about this information early June this year, this was not shared with the committee of experts that advised the Ministry of Health very recently to allow vaccination of the 6-month to 4-year-old babies, and also allowed going forward with the booster program. And when the Ministry of Health reported to the public, as Yafa mentioned, the narrative was, again, nothing new, everything is safe, we learn nothing from this report. And to make things worse, the reported rates of the different side effects were manipulated to be presented as very low, basically by taking the number of reports and dividing them by the total number of doses that were given in Israel since the beginning of the vaccination campaign early 2021. Basically ignoring the fact that most of the vaccine doses were given when the system on which this report is based on didn't even exist. So in all likelihood, you're likely to only get a very small fraction of the real side effects and the real reports. But also, it turns out that not all the HMOs in Israel, the system in Israel, the health system in Israel is based on 4 large HMOs. Only one of them reported. So the fact of the matter is that the findings that this research team is reporting about relate only to 15% of the population in Israel. Nevertheless, the Ministry of Health held back all of this information and presented to the public in Israel a very misleading picture of the findings. And I think that, unfortunately, this is not something unique to Israel. This is something we have observed in other countries where transparency and honesty about the issues with the vaccine are not communicated appropriately. And I think the consequences are really harmful.
I'm obliged to point out that the Pfizer vaccine is one of 3 COVID vaccines that are licensed for use in the UK and are currently available. By all means, go to the NHS website if you wish, where you will find the following statement. The coronavirus vaccines are safe and effective. They give you the best protection against COVID-19, it says there.